I smack dice, give him blow and a bit of that bagpipe. Bitch wanna live that rap life, but I already hit that last night. Think fucking with me, huh? Must be hitting that crack pipe. I've been making my money, thank God I learned how to add right. My cash like that cocaine, give me more, say give me more. Don't worry about it, ain't no thing. Big titty hoes in my videos. Classy bitch, don't kiss and tell. Smack harass and then wish you well. Life sucks, better give them hell. Get money, fuck girls, free big bell. Million in my briefcase.
That's that Mac Miller Goosebumps. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Mack Lessons Radio Show. I am your gracious host. This is Mr. Tariq Nasheed, also known as Tariq Elite, also known as King Flex. And I am broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. I am in Washington, D.C. right now. That's why the show is on kind of late, because I was traveling, had to do some last-minute traveling because I'm on the road right now. We're filming for Hidden Colors 3. So I'm in D.C. right now, making it do what it do. And I'm going to give you some more details about Hidden Colors 3 a little bit later in the show. And today's topic, I'm going to talk about Ratchet Repellent on today's show. But before I get into that, let me cut to a quick commercial break. And when we get back from the commercial break, we're going to chop up some real good game right here on the Mack Lessons Radio Show. CaseUltra.com just released this month's t-shirt package called Government Wolves. Now, this t-shirt is inspired by the document called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, which explains plans for mass public and mind control. Sign up before the 15th and make sure you get that shirt. And with Case Ultra's t-shirt subscription, you get a new t-shirt delivered every month. You never have to worry about buying another t-shirt again. Go to CaseUltra.com. Use your coupon code KFLEX and get 50% off on everything on the site for your first month. That's CaseUltra.com. TheHoneyHouse.com, that's the new social networking site where you can meet new friends and you can socialize online. This is your chance to get your chat game up, and females who log in daily will get access to cash prizes, and whoever imports the most contacts will get free giveaways, ladies and gentlemen. So do not wait. Log in today. You have nothing to lose. Remember, this is a free site. That's TheHoneyHouse.com, DAHoneyHouse.com. Dream Trips, that's the website that allows people to access a host of discounted vacations through membership, and you can also become a partner in that business. The website is www.bestescape.worldventures.biz. Again, the website is bestescape.worldventures.biz. Check them out today. Check out the brand new instructional DVD called The Bad Boy's Guide to Dating by Mr. Lucario. This instructional DVD course teaches you everything you need to know about attracting quality women and how to step your game up. You can get this at MrLucario.com, that's MrLucario.com, or you can get it at ILookSexyNaked.com. That's the Bad Boy's Guide to Dating DVD by Mr. Lucario. Ladies and gentlemen, join me, Tariq Elite Nasheed, live on September 21st, 2013. That's a Saturday at Tennessee State University Gentry Center. That is in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to be doing a live lecture there. It's my first time in Nashville. I'm going to be spitting that hot fire. I want to see you in the place. If you are surrounding Nashville, Memphis, Alabama, Mississippi, Atlanta, wherever you're from, come on down to Nashville, Tennessee. The game is going to be hot. The hot fire is going to be hotter. Ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com, or you get your tickets at TariqLive.com. Again, that's me, Tariq Elite Nasheed, live in Nashville, Tennessee, Saturday, September 21st at the Tennessee State Gentry Center in Nashville, Tennessee. I will see you there. You know, bad credit is very, very unplayer. You need a viable credit score for a car, for homes, for business loans, the whole 9 yards. Primary Credit Boost makes it easy, and it shows you how to save thousands of dollars by doing it for yourself. And you can make a profit while providing services for others. Get a copy of the new e-course delivered to your home and learn how to delete negative issues, raise credit scores, and get trade lines in as little as 14 to 30 days. Go to primarycreditboost.com and get your score up.
You're now tuning into the King of Game, Tariq Elite, on Tariq Elite Radio.
You better recognize.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Mack Lessons Radio Show, ready to chop up some good game, ready to spit that hot fire and all that good stuff. Now, like I said earlier, I am in Washington, D.C. right now. We're filming for Hidden Colors 3, and everybody, this Sunday on my live Ustream show, I'm going to show the first look trailer for the brand new film Hidden Colors 3 that's going to come out early next year. So go to my Ustream show. You can access it at TariqLive.com, or you can go to Ustream.tv and type in the Tariq Elite Show and subscribe to my Ustream show so you guys can check out the first look trailer of Hidden Colors 3. It's going to be a doozy. And also, we're going to launch the Kickstarter page Sunday as well, so people can become involved with the making of Hidden Colors 3. It's going to be a doozy. I will say that. It's going to be a doozy, and you're not going to want to miss that, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm doing a late show tonight because I got here in D.C. and I got lost because my phone died. When I got here, my battery died on the phone, and the rental car I got, because I didn't want to take a cab because I had a very bad experience with taxis out here in D.C. last time. Me and my assistant, we were walking around D.C. for hours, and a taxi wouldn't pick our asses up. I guess we wandered into the quote-unquote wrong neighborhood, but taxis were just driving by our asses like, fuck y'all niggas. So I said, damn that. If I ever come to D.C. again, I'm getting a rental car. So every time I come out here, I get a rental car. But I got this rental car, and in the car, I didn't see a plug where I can plug in my iPhone. It didn't have a USB adapter, so my phone died, and there was some hood rat who gave me some real ratchet directions. I mean, there was a hood rat working at the airport who literally had a beard. And I'm not knocking anybody for being a hood rat or having a beard, but it was just real weird. This chick had a beard. It looked like she was trying to kind of holler a little bit. I'm like, excuse me, I'm trying to get to downtown. She's like, where you finna go? I'm like, away from your bearded ass. I just need directions. So she gave me some real janky directions. And then I ended up in the woods of Virginia somewhere. It was just real weird. I saw foxes and shit running around. So I eventually found where the USB plug was in the phone, and I got my way back to the hotel. So I'm here, and I know a lot of people are like, where is the show, Tariq? And the show is here. I'm making it do what it do. Now, all my DC people, I'll be here for a couple of days. Hit me on Twitter. Let me know some good barbershops out here, because I had to jump on the plane at the last minute. I didn't have a chance to really get spruced up before I hit the plane. I need a good barbershop out here in DC. A real barbershop, not a slash barbershop slash trap house. The niggas in there slinging them things. Just a legitimate barber. Don't send me to your cousin who's using the barbershop as a front to move meth and shit. I don't want to be on an episode of Breaking Bad fucking around with y'all niggas. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. But again, tune in this Sunday to my live Ustream show, and I'm going to show the first look trailer. It's going to be a 30 or 45 second trailer for the brand new film we're working on, Hidden Colors 3. And I want everybody to get involved with the Kickstarter page when we launch it. The first couple of days, we should reach our goal. And the goal, we're going to have a minimum goal, probably around 50,000 or something like that, but we should get like over a damn $1 million in funds raised for Hidden Colors 3, because the impact 1 and 2 has made. Everybody should be on board. And plus, this is our CNN. We need Hidden Colors 3 more than anything right now. And luckily and fortunately, we have some wonderful people getting involved, man. And we need this more than anything. I mean, because not just because of the Trayvon thing, because now that has set a pattern. For those who don't know, there was another kid who got shot by like a 46-year-old white dude, shot this 8-year-old black kid in the face down in Dallas. Look that up, and I'm not going to go into that because a lot of the shows lately have been very heavy, and I'm just going to keep it real light on this show and have a little fun for a change, because a lot of my latest shows have been very heavy. But, you know, a lot of this stuff is still weighing heavy on my mind, and I'm still handling that with the Hidden Colors 3 project, so that will be addressed. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Now, y'all remember last week's show, I talked about the Miley Cyrus slumming thing. I talked about how she is going to come on out talking about how she has problems and issues, and like goddamn clockwork, without missing a beat, exactly like I said, Miley Cyrus, a couple of days ago, did an interview, or she did a couple of interviews talking about, oh, I have problems, I have mental issues, I have so much, I'm fucked up in the head, I'm going through things. Word for word, verbatim, just like I said she would. I digress. I'm not going to even go into that. Sometimes I get tired of being right. I just wanted to point that out. And speaking of being right, now y'all remember a few weeks ago I talked about the N-word. I was talking about how this whole fake outrage that people are having over the N-word, talking about, well, how come the blacks can say it and we can't say it, and what the word should be banned, all that old fake outrage, people playing dumb. And y'all remember a few weeks I told y'all the reason why people are having this fake outrage about the N-word is not because they want to ban the word. They just want black people to be punished for saying the word too. They want black people to share in the punishment. Now, a couple of days ago, there was a case somewhere in New York where a black female employee sued her supervisor for using the N-word towards her at work. She got like a couple of $100,000 because basically what it sounds like, the case was the guy basically trying to keep it a little bit too real at the workplace, telling her and some other employees that, come on, y'all acting like niggas, y'all acting niggerish, y'all need to step up your game. You know, he was just kind of trying to keep it real, but in this day and age, you can't keep it 100 with people right now. We got this dry snitching society out here where you can't really just sit down and give motherfuckers no real tough love right now because people are looking for every opportunity for the come up. But now, a precedent has been stated right now that black people can now be punished for saying the N-word in the workplace. So I'm going to have to do a whole show about that later on down the line too. That's very deep as well. Because now people want equal opportunity for black folks to be punished. Well, if we're going to have equal punishment, well, some of these other people need to be punished for some of these racial drug laws where you get caught with a certain amount of cocaine and you get a slap on the wrist, where black people get caught with the same amount of cocaine and they get 5-10 years in prison. So let's all share in some punishment around this motherfucker. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's get into today's topic of the show. We're going to get into some game. We're going to get into some game, and I want to talk to the fellas about being ratchet repellent. You got to learn how to be ratchet repellent with your game. Meaning that ratchets won't even step to you if your game is crisp enough. And the game is for the ladies as well. Ladies, you need to have dusty dude defense. Because a lot of you ladies are attracting dusty dudes. A lot of you brothers are attracting ratchets. And a lot of people are complaining about dusty dudes and ratchets. And the thing is, you have to understand why you are attracting these type of people. Because look, I get emails from dudes every day talking about some ratchet situation they're dealing with, some ratchet female, some ratchet baby mom and all that. And I always look at you. Because nigga, it was a choice to mess with that. And you have to take responsibility for messing with that in the first place. Because it is a choice. And I know it can be slim pickings out there, but it is a choice to fuck with some of these ratchets and some of these dusty people. And that's not who you really are. Because see, the thing is, a lot of dusty dudes and ratchet females, they deal with each other, but they don't really affect each other because, you know, nothing from nothing equals nothing. You know that old saying, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So when dusty dudes and ratchet females deal with each other, they don't really lose anything because they don't have anything to lose. So it just becomes useless exertion and recreation when they deal with each other. Because dusty dudes and ratchets are consciously dead people, just like vampires. They're like social vampires, and I'm not saying this to just disparage, but we just got to keep it 100. Socially and culturally and consciously, they're dead. There's nothing there. And that's because of, you know, a lot of it has to do with white supremacy, social engineering that, but they're like vampires. And just like vampires, they have to eventually feed on something productive. Vampires can't really feed off other vampires. They can hang around other vampires and fuck and snap at each other, do whatever, but they need to feed on the productive. They need to feed on the living. They need to feed on something productive in order for them to keep going. Feel me on this. So with their desire to feed on those who are productive, and brothers and sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about, especially intelligent females, you know that you probably dealt with a dusty dude that has drained you emotionally. You think so? A lot of times these dusty dudes and ratchet females, they can almost disguise themselves, but what they really do is dilute the dustiness for a minute, or they'll dilute the ratchetness just enough to reel in an outsider, to make their dustiness or make their ratchetness look manageable. You understand? So now a lot of you outsiders, men and women, when you see some of these dusty and ratchet vampires, you know their basic MO. You know something ain't right. You know something is going on, but a lot of times you drop your defenses and you want to be adventurous. You want that temporary adventure. And the thing is, just like regular vampires, dusty dudes and ratchets, they can only affect you if you invite them in your home. You know that old saying about vampires, vampires can only harm you or affect you if you invite them in. And that's what a lot of people do. And once you invite one of those vampires in your vicinity, in your life, in your spirit, they leech onto that shit and they suck you dry. They're like bloodsuckers. And this is why I get emails from thousands of dudes on a regular basis complaining about some female they let into their lives that they should not have let in, and now they're going through hell. Like I said, a lot of women get drained emotionally by these dudes, but a lot of men, when they deal with ratchets, these vampire ratchets, they get drained financially. And the thing is, the ratchet vampires know who to step to. See, a well put together dude is ratchet with repellent. See, when a ratchet chick sees me, I'm ratchet repellent, you know. They see me, they turn into bats, just like vampires. The vampire gets scared, they turn into a bat. They see me, they're like, oh shit, this nigga can articulate sentences. Then they fly off like a bat. You understand what I'm saying there? I'm like sunlight to a vampire ratchet. They like, oh shit, that nigga got a 401k plan. Ah, it burns. Ah, you know, they burn the fuck up when they see me. Or people like me because I got it popping like that. And when dudes have it popping, those vampire ratchets can't even be around dudes like that. They hate on niggas like that. They come up with excuses as to why they can't fuck with dudes like that. Oh, he's bougie. Oh, he's arrogant. You know, they come up with stuff like that. But in reality, they know that you won't allow them to bloodsuck off you. You dig? So why do you dudes end up with them? Why do dudes end up with ratchets or getting blood sucked by ratchets? There's a couple of things. Well, one thing, a lot of times when guys go out, sometimes guys have a tendency to kind of floss a little bit by tricking off drinks. And when you trick off them drinks, ratchets can smell a trick from a mile away. They can smell blood. So any kind of tricking energy, any kind of tricking spirit, they look for that. Remember, the ratchets, the MO of a ratchet is trying to come up. Understand that, man. The MO of a ratchet, the ultimate goal is for them to come up by any means necessary. You dig? So they know how to adapt. Certain ratchets know how to adapt better than others. Low-level ratchets, you know, they come up when they see a nigga tricking off drinks, they come up off that. There's some ratchets who can disguise it better, and they can hook up with a rapper and try to come up by getting knocked up or getting a baby or some shit. And so there's different levels of the ratchetness, but whenever they see some tricking going on, you're going to attract the ratchets first. Because that you're waving blood in front of vampires. That's why I always say, keep that tricking spirit down. Don't be flossing when you go out. Don't be throwing around cash, showing out a little bit. It's okay to get your little VIP section and all that. But if you're just kind of throwing cash around and just looking like the world's biggest trick, that's going to attract a certain kind of energy. You understand? And a lot of times what makes dudes end up with ratchets, you become sexually desperate, because a lot of times when guys are trying to get the top-notch female and that's not working, they take it down to another level, a lower level. Then they get the extra average females. They're not getting any cooperation from the extra average females. That's when they start digging into the ratchet patch. And when you start digging into that ratchet patch, you start temporarily lowering your standards, and then you end up with a ratchet. See, niggas always end up with a ratchet, doing some shit they weren't supposed to do. They were on the rebound. Something went wrong, and they ended up with a ratchet. That's why your game has to be tight, and you got to be on top of your game at all times so you can repel that. You got to be ratchet repellent. You dig? And the thing is, man, a lot of the top-notch, intelligent women who have it together, unfortunately, they get caught in the shrapnel of the ratchetness. Because, see, the ratchetness right now, it's something that's not looked down upon anymore. See, back in the day, it used to be something that was looked down upon. You would look down upon ratchet behavior in our community. Now people kind of think it's cute. People think ratchet, hood radish behavior is cute and it's fun and it's jokey, and it's really not. There is no system of reprimand for ratchetness. You see, other people in different communities, see, they have a system of reprimand for their women. In the white community, there's a system of reprimand. White women just can't do anything and be accepted within the white community. In the Asian community, Asian women just can't do anything and be accepted within that community. In the Persian community, the Persian women can't do anything or act a certain way and carry themselves a certain way and be accepted. They'll get their asses sent back to Iran somewhere. So there is no system of reprimand. And that goes for the dudes too, to a certain degree. See, dusty dudes, there is a system of reprimand for dusty dudes, the prison system. If a dude is too dusty, he's going to go to prison sooner or later, because that's why they socially engineered the dusty dude to be prison labor. See, the ratchets and the dusty dudes, that's social engineering. That's a pre-planned population. You understand what I'm saying? So there is a system of reprimand for the dusty dude to a certain degree. But the thing is, the attractive, conscious sisters out here, they get lost in the mix, because now, when you're out here in the dating game, you got to compete with these ratchets. And it's kind of difficult competing with these ratchets, and now the ratchets, they've been normalized. Because now, when you go out here in the dating game, sisters, when you got it together, you're like, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the table. I'm bringing wife skills, and I'm bringing intelligence, and I'm bringing cooking skills, and I'm bringing economic skills. And you're standing next to a ratchet with her butt cheeks spread wide open on Instagram, or a chick at the club with her coochie cheeks or coochie lips dangling in the wind. That's who you competing with. And unfortunately, that's the person who's going to get the most attention. So a lot of people out here who are single, a lot of cats are like, okay, what am I going to get? Am I going to get the female right here who has it together, where I got to put in some work to get at her? Or am I going to take this easier way out, just buy a little Hennessy and get this ratchet in bed ASAP? So that's what you're competing with right now. So a lot of women who are not ratchet, they somewhat take on a lot of the characteristics and mannerisms of the ratchets in order to compete. You're like, well, shit, let me throw a little burgundy weave in my shit. Let me cut these little Daisy Duke shorts a little bit higher up in my ass so my cheeks can show, in order to compete. And see, that's the thing. A lot of times when this ratchet behavior festers in the community, it brings the market value down. It brings the price of the market down. Just like in the workplace, if there's a union, certain people want to create union prices, a set price that everybody in the union is supposed to demand. Now, when people start going under that price, you jeopardize the integrity of the union. Now you're jeopardizing everybody's finances, everybody's way of living, if you're undercutting people. That's even just like with the dope game. A lot of times if cats out here selling dope, if somebody's selling dope for a much lower price, other drug dealers are going to want to take this dude out. You're like, hey, what is he doing? Where is he getting his prices? We're going to have to get rid of the competition. He's fucking up the game for everybody. Same thing with pimping and hoeing. When you look at pimping and hoeing, if there's a hoe out on the track selling $20 worth of ass, she's undercutting all the other hoes on the track. So in every game, from legitimate, from square, from hustle, from street, from every game, in every system, you're not supposed to undercut the market. And that's what happens in our community. The ratchets are undercutting the market and bringing the market value down, and there's no reprimand for that. Not only is there not a reprimand, the men don't really mind because a lot of these dudes like ratchets. It bites them in the ass later on down the line, but a lot of guys think, okay, easy ass is worth it. Now, a lot of these women don't have a system of reprimand for the ratchets because a lot of these women will actually defend the ratchet. There's women who are non-ratchet. So instead of the intelligent, top-notch women distancing themselves from the ratchets, they defend them. I've talked about this many times on the show. They defend the ratchetness. You have some of these so-called black feminists, and I'm not a big fan of black feminism, but you have them co-opting words like slut-shaming. If you do reprimand slutty ratchets, these feminists start talking about, oh, that's slut-shaming. Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't defend the sluts, and when dudes treat them like sluts, you criticize the dudes for not wanting to cupcake or wife up the sluts, but they have a right to be a slut. It don't work both ways. If you got the right to be a slut, cats have a right to hit it and quit it. You understand what I'm saying? So again, that just brings the market of the game down when we allow ratchet behavior to go without reprimand. And on the flip side of the coin, not only do a lot of you intelligent sisters out there who have your shit together, not only do you have to compete with the ratchets that are permeating the black community, you got to compete with other women within the dominant society as well. And the thing is, those other women are very competitive. See, there's this whole myth that black men who have it together just go out looking for all these other women. And that's not entirely true. See, what you don't understand, and I've talked about this many times, when you have a black man who really has it together, who can really articulate himself, and a brother goes out and he's dressed nice, not even flashy, but a brother in a nice suit, clean cut, very articulate, people do not understand the level of cooperation brothers get when they step out here into the arena rocking that kind of swag. I'm telling you, and brothers can attest to what I'm saying. Brothers who really have it together. I ain't talking about the dusty niggas. I'm talking about the brothers out there who really have it together. Some brothers who might work in the business world, brothers who work in the corporate world, or brothers who just handle business on a regular basis. Brothers know when you are a black male who's clean cut, you're very articulate, you can dress nice, you carry yourself with confidence. Dude, these other races of women in the dominant society are cooperating without you even trying. Talk to some of these brothers. It ain't like brothers are chasing these women. I've been places and I've done interviews and I've been on shows and I start talking and I'm dressed fly and these women are cooperating on screen and off screen on a regular basis because they're very competitive. So when they see a brother who has it going on, they want to get in there. Don't get it twisted. So a lot of sisters have to compete with that. Now, I'm not saying good or bad or right or wrong. I'm just telling you how the game is out here. So the thing is, the ratchets out here ain't making no better. It's very hard enough to compete with the dominant society, but in your own community, when you have to compete with the ratchets, that's another negative thing that we're going to have to learn how to eliminate and kind of have a system of reprimand for. Because like I said, man, there's a reprimand for dusty dudes to a certain degree. Dusty dudes are always getting criticized and reprimanded. Y'all remember when Shawty Low was going to do that show about his baby mamas and all that shit? That was a dusty dude show. And no disrespect to Shawty Low. I don't know the guy, but that show was a very bad look for the brothers. And people, rightfully so, stop that from getting on the air. That we definitely don't need to see no shit like that. But again, don't criticize that brother and have a system of reprimand for him, and then we allow all this other female ratchetness to go on unchecked. We got to check all that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, having yourself together, that will make you ratchet repellent. So always step your game up, always have your game crisp, so that you will be ratchet repellent. And when you are ratchet repellent, you will leave your space open for quality, top-notch people. And even if you're just trying to get your one-night stand on, hell, you can get your one-night stand on with some quality females. They're quality females who want to get it in. See, the whole slut-shaming thing, I believe in a woman being sexually free. There's some women out there who are fly, who are intelligent, who just want to get it in every now and then. No strings attached. A lot of guys don't understand that concept. You don't have to run no whack bullshit game and try to trick women. Some women are just down to do, and that's cool in the game. A lot of times you ain't got to run all that old dusty nigga hood shit, or I'm going to buy you this and get you some Hennessy and some rims. You ain't got to do all that shit like you talking to the ratchets. With the ratchets, you got to give them some shit to make them feel like they came up. You got to offer little trinkets and gifts. And nigga, it's like being on the goddamn Price is Right with a ratchet, you know. Like, hey, if I get some of that pussy tonight, you gonna get you a new washer and dryer. You know, it's that type of shit. So you don't have to do that with a top-notch female, man. You'll be surprised how much fun you can have with females who have their shit together, at least mentally. She might not even have the finances together, but just as a female who can articulate herself and has a certain consciousness about herself and has her mind together, she's down for a lot of the shit you're down for. So you don't have to waste your energy and your time for superficial things, bringing in the wrong people in your circle, and you're getting bloodsuckers leeching onto you, bringing your energy and your spirit down. You don't need that. You understand that? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's been today's episode of the Mack Lessons Radio Show. Don't forget to join me in Nashville, Tennessee in a couple of weeks. September 21st, I will be in Nashville. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, TariqElite.com. Get the brand new t-shirts, clothing. I got leather Letterman jackets at TariqElite.com. Get the hats, all the wonderful shirts at TariqElite.com. And don't forget, join me this Sunday live on Ustream. Spread the word. You're going to see the first look trailer for Hidden Colors 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'ma holla. Peace. 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 Peace.